Greetings, fellow traders. Bubblehead here, and it's time for the Lunchtime Market Update for Monday, November 25th, 2019, brought to you by Positive Trends Research. Before we get started, please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Everything we're going to talk about today is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. All right, let's get started here, guys. It's a short week this week, right? Thanksgiving on Thursday, half day on Friday, after Black Friday, right? So we have that going. And what do we have today? New all-time highs. 31.65 right now is the current all-time high. Range of the day is pretty good, 14.21 so far by lunchtime. And what does that do? Fresh high, fresh trend line. I've already drawn it, right? Remember, these guys right here were breaking down out of the trend line. We're like, oh no, it's going down to the cloud, right? Not anymore. Okay, right? It's bullish until proven otherwise. So now it's got to get back below this trend line again and prove that it can try to work its way back down. So right now, bullish until proven otherwise, right? So that's what we're seeing here. Let's take a look at the price action here. Obviously, we're still holding our channels here. The price action on the 15 was, pretty clear. 15 orb up, right, to all-time highs. So nice, almost a 10-point move. Well, not quite a 10-point move, but a 6-point move up there from that 31.25 level. But still a nice move off of the 15 orbs. So speaking of 15 orbs, what else do we have today? So Tesla was a big one. Okay, they got their orders in, right, for their trucks. That the Cybertruck, right, which apparently was, $100 orders, right? So anyway, inside 15, and we pointed this out today that this kind of failed to break out of that inside level right there, and then give a nice reversal of downside. So it's right under the 15 orb low. Another one that was on the radar, Disney, gave a little bit of a breakout here of the 15 orb after it held an inside 15 at the top of the 15 orb level, failed to break down, gave you a hammer, and then gave you that launch up there. Right now, it's working out a triple inside 15. Uber, not allowed to operate in London anymore. Got a nice reversal off of that, right? So nice hammer 15 orb right there with a breakout to the upside. Okay, Netflix with a downgrade this morning. One second. All right, Netflix with a downgrade this morning. This is just one of our boxes that we use here. But Netflix with a downgrade this morning. A little bit tricky, right, because of that pre-market box, right? So it had so much levels right here. And it finally got out of there a little bit, but really not worth it on the option side. So that was a pass this morning, but pretty interesting stuff. Schwab, we're going to pass on. JD, had a decent gap up this morning, but looks like it was mostly working on fading that here and kind of has been chopping around. It's kind of out of play. Another one that some of our guys caught was eBay to the downside. They didn't actually they actually caught this early before the 15 orb break. They liked how it was breaking out of the pre-market levels and got a nice move down here this morning. So beautiful trade on eBay this morning, who supposedly were selling one of their units right there. So it's like, yeah, it's bullish. It's like they just made $4 billion, but then they just lost a huge revenue source, right? This StubHub thing. And it's like, okay, so the market's pretty much saying like, okay, yay, you made $4 billion. Okay, now what? Right, that type of thing. So, and then CGC was one that was kind of on the radar this morning, but just kind of really didn't do anything. So I don't really mess with this guy anyway. But it's one that we had on the radar anyway. 15 orb down for a little bit, triple inside 15 and some chop right there. So those are basically kind of the big ones right there. Again, short week this week. A couple other ones that we looked at too. Nvidia had a nice move this morning. It was an upgrade, right? It blew through the pre-market box this morning. Had a 15 orb and has been chopping above the 15 orb levels. And then Amazon. Amazon was the one we talked about last night on the free YouTube live stream. If you guys aren't tuning into those, definitely try to check out the recordings. We talk about a lot of great stuff, right? In the newsletter this weekend, I talked about how Amazon was the only one that was really lagging the rest of the NASDAQ. I mean, either it was going to be a market leader, right, and or a leading indicator and drag the rest of the market down with it with no news, right, or it was going to follow the rest of its brethren and start to curl its way up, and that's exactly what it did. Inside day gap and go, right? Pushed through the cloud this morning, and it was a really, really impressive move on Amazon. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys find this helpful. Looking forward to seeing you guys on the market recap, and I hope everybody has a great trading day. And just pay attention out there. It's it's the end of the day. Keep an eye on theta too, right? Theta decay is gonna be a little bit higher, right? Because there's 1.5 days missing from the week, right? So some of that theta decay is gonna click in a little bit faster this week. So just keep an eye out for that. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later, and remember your risk first, and stay safe so you can stay in the game.